Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be my book of the month unboxing. So, as you can see, this is a rather large box and I'm very excited about it. However, for those of you who don't know what book of the month is, it is a book subscription, monthly subscription box. Each month they have 5 different books to choose from. You choose which book you want and it'll be shipped out to you. It's $15 a month roughly, which is just your average cost of a book, which is very awesome. They typically have different types of books. They have different genres, they have debut authors, they have returning authors, they have new releases or early releases, and they just have a lot to choose from. And if you don't like any of the books that they have offered, you are able to go into their sort of library and choose some of their past books, which is very exciting. So, as you can see, like I said, this box is a little big. So there are 2 books in here, which I'm really excited about because I had an extra credit and I was able to get a free book for myself. So let's just go ahead and dive right on in. Okay, so it doesn't come packaged, which is nice, and you always get a bookmark, which is even nicer. So the first book, the actual book that I chose for my book of the month is The Maidens by Alex I'm not sure how to say his last name. It's the author of The Silent Patient, Alex Michaelides. Yeah, it's fine. Anyway, I'm really excited about this book. I read The Silent Patient in like 2 days. Absolutely loved it. It was a great book. I don't typically choose thrillers, but when I saw that this was his second book, I was like, ooh, I have to because I loved The Silent Patient literally so stinking much. So another really cool thing about Book of the Month is you can scroll and find the book you want and you can take a closer look at them and it will tell you, like, it'll give you a quick synopsis, it'll tell you things that are good to know, it'll give you a full-length synopsis. You can even preview and read a couple pages of it, which is kind of nice. I don't typically do that. I typically just stick to the synopsis. So yes, let me tell you about this book. So good to know is there are multiple viewpoints. I am a big sucker for multiple POVs. Love it. It's one of my favorite things about books. POVs, I just love it. It's creepy. That's exciting. There's murder and it is academic. So let me just give you a quick little read through of the synopsis. That's what I do because why would I try to explain something that I haven't read yet or know anything about? The Maidens. Synopsis. Here we go. Edward Fosca is a murderer. Of this Mariana is certain, but Fosca is untouchable. A handsome and charismatic Greek tragedy professor at Cambridge University, Fosca is adored by staff and students alike, particularly by the members of a secret society of female students known as the Maidens. Mariana Andros is a brilliant but troubled group therapist who becomes fixated on the Maidens when one member, a friend of Mariana's niece Zoe, is found murdered in Cambridge. Mariana, who was once herself a student at the university, quickly suspects that behind the idyllic beauty of the spires and turrets and beneath the ancient traditions lies something sinister, and she becomes convinced that, despite his alibi, Edward Fosca is guilty of the murder. But why would the professor target one of his students? And why does he keep returning to the rites of Persephone, the maiden, and her journey to the underworld? When another body is found, Mariana's obsession with proving Fosca's guilt spirals out of control, threatening to destroy her credibility as well as her closest relationships. But Mariana is determined to stop this killer, even if it costs her everything, including her own life. Ooh, this sounds so good that I honestly cannot wait to read this. I have really high hopes for it because The Silent Patient was one of my favorite books of 2019. I can't wait to get into this. It's not super crazy long. I'm sure it'll be a quick read because for me, The Silent Patient was a quick read and I just really enjoy his writing and the way that everything ties together at the end. Like, I'm super excited for this. And like the multiple POVs, if you try to tie it up, it's gonna be great. I can promise myself that. Okay, you guys. Now, I was going to use my credit on another one of the 5 choices for this month because I really thought about it and I wanted it. And that was Half Sick of Shadows, which is their fantasy and early release for the month. So I really wanted it, but I decided not to because there's another book that I've been really wanting. And that is These Violent Delights by Chloe Gong. And I have been wanting to read this for so long. This is a Romeo and Juliet retelling set in Shanghai. And I'm stoked about this. Let me see if I can pull up the stuff on this book. Okay, the good to knows for this book are that it's 400 plus pages, magical, there's a forbidden love, and it's based on a classic. So, Romeo and Juliet. It's set in 1926. There's a blood feud with gangsters, and I'm so stoked about this. So that is my add-on for the month. I'm so excited to have this in my possession. I also really want to read a lot more like Asian authors and stuff because, you know, I just want to diversify my reading and authors and stuff. So this is a great one for that. Very excited. I've heard really good things about this book, so I'm pumped to read it. So these are the 2 books I got this month. And yeah, I was very excited to use my credit on this book. And I'm very excited to read this. Like, I want to read it soon. Also, we have to take a look at the bookmark, obviously. This is fitting for me. I love having the last word. It's very accurate. I need to make like a little, I have so many of these bookmarks. I do love that they give you a bookmark every month, and the fact that they're like cardstock kind of. They're very nice. So that is the box. You get 5 choices. It's $15 a month, and it's just awesome. I love being able to always know that I'm going to be getting at least 1 book a month if I'm not buying more. It's a good way for me to find new books that aren't in the same genre. So typically I just like fantasy, and this helps me find other stuff like contemporary fiction, romance, thrillers, other fantasy books. Their fantasy books aren't like the fantasy that I'm reading, but it helps. If you do want to start a book of the month subscription, I do have a link. I will leave it down below. It's just a referral link. I don't get any commission or anything off of it. What it does is it gives me a credit, and that is how I was able to get a free book this month, is I had a credit that I was able to use. So if you are interested in that, I would love if you used my link, but absolutely you don't have to do that. If you guys have a book of the month subscription, what book did you choose? I would love to know, and I would love to know if any of the 2 books that I just got were interesting to you, because I'm very excited to read them. I better end this video so I can go read so I can get to these. But I hope you guys are having a fantastic week, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!